Alright, so we are in the device right now, got it all set up. Oneplus Nord N100, and so far my thoughts on setting it up, it was a bit slow. How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of SicErik TV, and today we are taking a look at the Oneplus Nord N100. Now this phone has been out for quite some time, but I've been seeing mixed reviews of this device on YouTube as far as it being really bad. It is really cheap, but this is OnePlus's lowest price device that they can offer. This thing comes in at around about $150 to about $180. This is the T-Mobile variant, which is $180. The specs aren't very, impressive. Snapdragon 460 processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigs of expandable storage, 720 display, but at 90 Hertz. So we're gonna see exactly how this is. I'm not expecting too much from this device, but I wanted to see for myself exactly how this device is. Is it crappy? Is it pretty good for the money? I want to let you guys know exactly what I think of the new, well, fairly new Nord N100 by OnePlus. This is not 5G, this is 4G LTE. So I'm very excited. Cameras on here, I'm not expecting much from these cameras. Performance, I'm not expecting much from the Snapdragon 460 processor and that 4 gigabytes of RAM. But I am interested to see it go up against the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10. So this will be pretty interesting, a little mashup as far as which one do I think is better. This one does have a higher resolution display, but they're both 4 gigabytes of RAM, and we'll see how everything goes. I really do like OnePlus's software, so we'll see if that helps this phone out any as far as performance goes. But yeah, we're going to be doing an unboxing and first impressions of the new OnePlus Nord N100. Not new, it's been out for a while, but it's new to me. Therefore, I'm interested to see exactly, is this phone really bad, or is it really good for $180? What do you get with the Nord N100? So let's go ahead and jump down into it. But before we do, subscribe, like, and share. I really appreciate it, guys. If you subscribe to my channel, that'd be really great. I could use more subscribers. So with that being said, let's jump then into the unboxing, and then we'll set it up, and I will give you my first impressions of this device, maybe walk through the settings, show you a little bit of stuff like that too. So let's go ahead and jump down into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump down into the unboxing, see what comes in the box, and then we're going to go ahead and set it up, and I will give you guys my first impressions of the OnePlus Nord N100. This is, like I said earlier, their cheapest device that you could get, and it'll also be kind of interesting to have this go up against the new OnePlus 9 Pro that I have coming in also as well. We could do a whole OnePlus's cheapest phone versus their most expensive phone. OnePlus Nord N100. Now this only comes in one color, and it is a black color. 64 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes of RAM, Snapdragon 460 processor. Cameras, I believe it is a 13 megapixel rear facing camera. Records up to 1080p. The front facing camera, I believe, is a 8 megapixel camera as far as recording as well. 1080p on the front and on the rear, so nothing fancy with the cameras there. Other two cameras are pretty much a macro and a depth sensor. So we all know how those are. You're pretty much essentially only getting one camera on here. You got your startup guide, terms and conditions, and your little SIM tray tool. Along with the, well, if you're T-Mobile, you'll get your little SIM card. Don't need all of that. And then here is the device itself. 5,000 milliamp hour battery, 18 watt charging. It feels pretty hefty in the hand, so let's go ahead and set that aside. You also get this little piece of cardboard, so pretty cool. You get their signature red cable. Now this does seem a little bit more lower quality than their normal red cable that they get, in all their other OnePlus devices. USB-C to USB-A, and this is your 18 watt fast charger, not the fastest in the world, but it will definitely get the job done. You could probably use another charger with this, maybe Oneplus's 30-watt charger, see how that goes. But here are the specs on there if you want to read that, and that is pretty much all she wrote for what comes in the box of the OnePlus Nord N100. So let's go ahead and slap all this crap back in the box. And then let's take a look at the device itself. Take this off. So as far as looks go, it does look pretty good. The back is plastic. And as far as I could tell, the Redmi Note 10 does feel a little bit more solid in the back compared to the OnePlus. It does feel a little bit hollow. The Redmi Note 10 feels a lot more solid, just putting that out there. Let's go ahead and take this damn sticker off of here. Boom. Plastic back, glass on the front. It's probably Gorilla Glass 3. Let's see if it's got any power on here. Haptic motor seems, well, it seems okay. As far as the cameras go, like I said, you get your 13 megapixel main sensor, a depth sensor, and a macro lens, 2 megapixels. You get your rear mounted fingerprint sensor, some OnePlus branding on the back. No volume slider or alert slider on this or the Nord N10, which is weird. I'm so used to seeing OnePlus have those on there. You get your power button, volume rocker along with your SIM tray, and your micro SD card slot. Now this does have stereo speakers as well. You got your one bottom firing speaker along with your earpiece, so we'll see exactly how those sound. You do get a headphone jack. These budget phones are offering a lot more features than these high-tech $1,000 flagships do. Headphone jacks, micro SD card support, everything. Really, really nice. Up top you get another microphone. So really nothing nice or, you know, fancy over here. The back is matte, but it still picks up smudges like crazy. But here it is compared to the Redmi Note 10. Pretty much almost the same size. Redmi is a little bit smaller. The OnePlus is a little bit bigger. The display goes, it is a 6.52 inch display. You do get a sizable chin down there at the bottom. Bezels aren't too bad compared to, say, the Redmi Note. Pretty much almost the same as far as bezels go. Hole punch camera cutout is significantly pretty large over here in the corner compared to the Redmi Note 10, as you can see right there. So really, really nice. Excited to see exactly how the performance is of this device. So stick around. I'm going to go ahead and get her set up, and we'll walk into some of the settings, shall we? Don't go anywhere. Alright, so we are in the device right now. Got it all set up. OnePlus Nord N100, and so far my thoughts on setting it up, it was a bit slow going into settings and things. It is not as fast as you would think it is, even though you do have that 90 hertz refresh rate. It does not feel like 90 hertz, just to let you guys know that. It feels regular. Maybe it's just the touch sensitivity, but it's not that bad. It actually feels a little bit better than the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10, but they're about the same as far as speed wise. Going on over some of the specs, with the 6.52 inch LCD panel, 720 by 1600, 90 hertz refresh rate. Cameras, 13 megapixel main sensor, 2 and 2. One is at depth, one is at macro, which means you pretty much won't be using those. 8 megapixel front facing camera, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigs of expandable storage, 5000 milliamp hour battery, 4G LTE, no 5G on here. Running Android 10 right out of the box with Oxygen OS 10.5, so who knows if this will get Android 11. 50 fingerprint magnet on the back. It is sort of a glossy, like a matte finish, but it does pick up fingerprints a lot on the back. Let's go ahead and get it a little bit of a wipe down. It is UFS 2.0 storage, and you do have micro SD card expansion like I mentioned earlier. 1080p front and on the back. You do get stereo speakers on here. The fingerprint sensor is not the fastest fingerprint sensor in the world. Let's go ahead and check this out. So there we go. It is a bit high up. I would have preferred it a little bit lower down here, about where the logo is at. So it is a little bit higher up. So going into the settings, let's go ahead and take a look at the display settings. So adaptive brightness, I turned that off. You go into advanced. Here is where you could switch the refresh rate to 90 or 60. Go ahead and keep that on 90. You go into advanced. That's where we just at. Ambient display, no always on display, obviously, because this is an LCD display. Lift up display and then show display messages, new messages, etc. Going on over to status bar, battery style, you could either do circle or hidden. Do that and then show battery percentage. Time, keep that as default. Let's see, is there any sort of a dark mode on here? Clock styles and wallpaper. So cool thing about OnePlus stuff is you can customize them pretty nicely. So let's go ahead and change that clock style. And then wallpapers, we'll keep that the same. As far as tone, let's go ahead and change this to dark. And let's see if that works. And there we go. Took a little bit of a time to change it to dark. Buttons and icons will keep all the same because I like blue. Buttons and gestures, so you do get your navigation gestures on here. Hide bottom bar. You could also do your buttons as well, but I really do not like using buttons. Double click the power button for your camera, etc. Going on over to security, you do get that fingerprint sensor and you do get face unlock. So let's go ahead and set this up for face unlock. Add face ID, continue, allow. So let's go ahead and have it map my face. And there we go. So let's see how fast this is. Auto unlock once screen is on. So let's go ahead and check this out. And there you go. Not the fastest in the world, but it does the job. So face unlock is done. Fingerprint sensor, you could add more fingerprints if you want. Smart lock, of course, everything is on there. So let's go ahead and go back to the main menu. Let's go ahead and go into storage. So 64 gigs of storage, 18.56 is being used right out of the box, so 29% is being used, but you can expand that via micro SD card, which is really, really cool. Utilities, you do have your app locker, pocket mode, and OnePlus switch and things like that. System, really not much here. Developer options, there was an update available on here, and about the Nord right here, obviously. Snapdragon 460 processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Now that is really low for the price. Almost for the same price, you could get the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10 with 128 gigabytes of internal storage. Same amount of RAM. But as far as using this thing, it is a bit laggy and a bit slow when it comes down to using it. So far, the Xiaomi is a bit more reliable. This thing does not feel like 90 hertz. I almost want to turn that 90 hertz off, see if that makes a difference on here, just to see if it will help it out a little bit. So we are back on 60. So let's go ahead and go back home. So still about the same, a little bit of a jitter on there when you're swiping through stuff, going into your settings. But so far, yeah, I don't have very high expectations for this. Took a while to open the camera, see about that shutter speed, and take a couple shots. Now, as far as camera modes, you have no zoom, no wide angle, no nothing. On here, you can zoom in 2 times, but that's about it. And then back on over to your one, you get your portrait mode, you get your video. 1080p is the cap. You also get a macro mode, pro camera, time lapse, and a pano. As far as that goes, let's check out the front facing camera. 8 megapixel front facing camera. Oof, not the best in the world, I tell you that much, guys. Yeah, the front facing camera is horrible as far as the main pictures go. Not bad. They're almost on par with the Xiaomi. The Xiaomi does have a higher resolution camera, but these pictures are durable for most social media. Like I said, not expecting much in the camera department. Your settings, here you go. Volume shutter, long press to take a photo, etc. You could do a watermark on there. Let's go ahead and switch that around. Go to video. Now, as far as video goes, let's see. Is there any settings for video? Video resolution, 1080p, 30 frames per second, or 720. So not much in the video department. So yeah, for $180, this is a pretty low budget smartphone from OnePlus. Now, why they even decided to make a phone like this, I do not know. Maybe they're trying to make a really cheap piece of crap phone for people who can't afford all these other phones, but then again, they're giving you a really low budget device. Like, I'm not expecting much out of this phone. I just wanted to see what it's all about, do a review on it, and yeah, see if this phone is really as bad as people were saying it has been. But as far as using it out of the box right here, I definitely do not see this as being my daily driver. I will use it, for the next several days just to get a feel of it and get my thoughts on it. That way I could review it. But yeah, this is a very low budget phone for OnePlus. Like, I don't even know why they made a device like this. I think they should have stopped at the Nord, maybe given us the Nord N10, which is a little bit better than this as far as specs go. But yeah, why they made this one even lower, I do not know. The display is okay. It gets bright enough. It's an LCD. You do get a little bit of a shadowing along the edges and that hole punch cutout. No 5G on here as well. Like I said earlier, only LTE. Display is only 720, and yeah, it looks okay as far as display goes. As far as audio goes, yeah, so let's go ahead and check out these speakers, see if they are any good. You got another song? Alright, so speakers are actually pretty good on here. Yeah, they're actually pretty decent speakers on here, so that might be the strong point. Another strong point might be the battery life. 5,000 milliamp hour battery might be the strongest features of this device. As far as display goes, yeah, very low quality display. Performance out of the box, kind of laggy. It'll probably get even worse within the next oncoming months. As far as software goes, it's typical OnePlus software, no Android 11. So hopefully OnePlus, they still offer a lot with their software. I love OnePlus's software, but then again, performance of this device probably won't be that great. So this might be a backup phone, burner phone, or a phone that you give to your, little 10-year-old kid or something like that. But cameras though, stick around for my channel. I'll probably do a camera test of this to see how bad these cameras will be. And I will compare this to the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10 and let you guys determine which one you think is better, which I think the Xiaomi so far, even though it's still a budget phone as well, is handling or might handle a lot better than the OnePlus Nord N100. And it also does have an always on display, not an ambient display, higher resolution display. So we'll see, guys. We'll see about the Nord N100. Misses my fingerprint several times. Okay, there we go, finally. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of unboxing and first impressions of the OnePlus Nord N100. Kind of excited to see how bad this phone is. Stick around to my channel, subscribe, like, and share. That way you don't miss videos of this phone and other devices that are coming. I got the OnePlus 9 Pro on its way, so excited to do a review and unboxing on that one. And like I said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there. Peace.